or to fight, but we didn't do any such thing. Therefore, my kingdom is not from him, is not from here. It is a spiritual kingdom. In other words, I am a prophet of God. I am not a temporal ruler like you. And that guy was sitting in judgment on him. No kingdom. No earthly kingdom did he claim. No kingship did he claim, earthly kingship. So I said, is that true? He said, yes. I said, therefore, Jesus is not like Moses, but Muhammad is like Moses. Number 6. I said, Moses and Muhammad, they brought new laws and new regulations for the people. Before Moses, the Jews didn't have a comprehensive law of right and wrong, of purity and impurity, what to eat, what not to eat. These were given to him, the 10 Commandments, all these were given to the Jews after Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. So Hazrat Musa alayhi salam brought his people a new law and a new Sharia, new regulations. They didn't have this before. Our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, he also comes to a people, the most barbaric people on earth. The Gibbon, the master historian, describes the Arabs of the Ayyamul Jahiliyyah, of the days of ignorance. He says, the human brute, these Arabs, the human brute, almost without sense, is poorly distinguished from the rest of the animal creation. That the only thing that distinguishes him from the animal is the form. Ahsan taqweem, Allah made him in the best of form, best of molds, but he's worse than an animal. The guy who was prepared to marry his stepmother. These Arabs, they married the stepmother, they buried their daughters alive, drunkards, adulterers, gamblers, fratricidal wars over little things, killing one another for decades. Animal in human form, worse. They went around the Kaaba absolutely naked. They were making Hajj, pilgrimage, absolutely naked, men and women, these Arabs of the Ayyamul Jahiliyyah. And they reasoned, they have some beautiful reasoning, these Arabs. They said, you know, what can we bring before the Lord that is good enough to stand in His presence? Have you got anything fit to stand in His presence? They said, look, we come as He sent us into the world. Men and women. Islam forget it. You see? So, absolutely barbaric people. Thomas Carlyle, he said, you know, one of the greatest thinkers of the past century, he said, to the Arab nation, to this new revelation, this new teaching that came to them, to the Arab nation, it was as a birth from darkness into light. Arabia first became alive by means of it. A poor shepherd people, roaming unnoticed in its deserts since the creation of the world. See, the unnoticed becomes world notable. The small has grown world great. Within 1 century afterwards, Arabia is a Granada on this hand and a Delhi on that. Cleansing in valor and splendor and the light of genius, Arabia shines over a great section of the world. Belief is great, life-giving. The history of a nation becomes fruitful, soul-elevating, great, so soon as it believes. Is it not? As if a spark had fallen, one spark on a world of what seemed black and noticeable sand. But lo, the sand proves explosive powder, blazes heaven high from Delhi to Granada. This is what Islam did to them, overnight. But he comes along to a people who have no laws, no regulations. Jesus, he comes to an elite people, the Jews. They had laws, they had prophets, they had books. And when they thought that he had brought a new law, a new regulation, that's what they thought. The Jews were thinking that this man now brings a new religion. He hasn't come with a new religion. Christianity, no doubt, is a different thing from Judaism. But he didn't bring any new religion. He only came to reform the Jews, his own people. So when they suspected that this man might one day come along and make some claims and create a new religion, they accost him. So he says, think not that I'm come to destroy the law of the prophets. Law means the Torah. Prophets mean the other books of the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, heaven and earth shall pass away, but one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. So whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, or shall teach men so, shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall teach and do, shall be called great. No new laws, new regulations. That's his plan. Unless he was speaking with a tongue in his cheek. You know, that is, he's saying something but he means something else. I don't expect a man of God to behave hypocritically. He means what he says. There's no new laws, no new regulations. That's what he said. Is it true? So the Dumi says, yes. I said, therefore, Jesus is not like Moses, but Muhammad is like Moses. Number 7. I said, Moses and Muhammad, they both died natural deaths. But Jesus, according to you, this is where the reporter of one of your newspapers, they said that Jesus was dead, died, he was killed, and Muhammad and Moses were not killed. I said, according to you, Jesus was violently killed on the cross. Is it true? He said, yes. I said, therefore, Jesus is not like Moses, but Muhammad is like Moses. Number 8. I said, Moses and Muhammad, they both lie buried on earth. The Bible says, in the book of Deuteronomy, the last chapter, last verses, it says, and there Moses died in the land of Moab, over against that fear. And no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. Nobody knows where his grave is. But the fact is that he died and is buried. So we don't know where his grave is. The Bible says we don't know. Up to today we don't know where he is buried. But the fact is he was buried somewhere. So Moses and Muhammad, they both lie buried on earth. But Jesus is resting in heaven. Is it true? Oh, he was happy to say yes. Therefore, one extra name. Therefore, Jesus is not like Moses, but Muhammad is like Moses. And it was a cold winter day. In June, July, we have winter in my part of the world. And beads of perspiration, started to appear on the Domini's face. So I said, no, before he goes for the gun, let me again bring him down once more. So I said, Domini, what I was proving to you was just one point, really. Just one phrase. Like unto thee, suat ye is abinjin kare mitlaka. One phrase. That's all that I was proving to you. But I said, the prophecy is more than one phrase. It says, I will raise them up a prophet from among the brethren, not from among themselves, but from among the brethren. I said, who are the brethren of the Jews? The Arabs. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. Everybody says Father Abraham, the Jews, the Christians, the Muslims. We read it. This messenger of God, a pioneer of monotheism, belief in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had 2 wives, Sarah and Hajara. This is Sarah and Hajar. Bibi Hajara gave birth to a son, first child. And his name was Ismail. They say Ishmael. So, right? What is Ishmael? El in Hebrew means God. And Shamia means to hear. Ishmael means God heard. What? The prayer of Abraham materialized. This is the prayer of Abraham answered. He asked for a child, Allah gave it to him. Ishmael in Hebrew means God heard. He says, Sami'a Allahu liman hamida. Shamia Hebrew, Sami'a Arabic means to hear, and El Ilah, Arabic and Hebrew, means God heard. Child was born. And for 13 years, he was the only son of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, for 13 years. After 13 years, Ishaq alayhi salam was born. And from Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam and from Ishaq came the Arabs and the Jews. That is the claim. We will not go into details. The Jews say we are the children of Abraham through Isaac. Right? We won't argue. The Arabs say we are the children of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam through Ismail. We won't argue. That is the fact. Ismail and Ishaq were brothers, so the children of one are the brethren of the children of the other. And it says, وَقِيمُوا لَهُمْ نَبِيًّا مِنْ وَسَطِ إِخْوَتِهِمْ مِثْلَكَ إِخْوَتِهِمْ, from among your brethren, from among the brethren. And the Hebrew is, it says, أَخَيْهِمْ, from the brethren. So, our Nabi Kareem sallallahu